Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kufyud, Siman 110, Halacha Tesvav, Halacha 15. Okay, so we are baking them, and we've learned some of the halachas concerning various things that we're careful with the matzahs. And finally, here at the end, the author comes and tells us concerning the matzahs have to be lishma, for the sake of the mitzvah of the seder, or at least those matzahs that we're going to use at the seder have to be lishma. The other matzahs that we eat throughout the festival merely have to not be chametz, but the matzahs that we eat at the seder have to be lishma or l'shem mitzvah. They have to be they have to be l'shem mitzvah for the sake of the mitzvah. Okay, so let's begin. Hamatzos shehem l'tzeis behen yedei chavas achilas matzah. The matzahs that you will go out of your obligation of eating matzah, or in other words, the ones that you will fulfill your obligation of eating matzah with, b'shnei leilos harishonim, on the two first nights of Passover. We're speaking from perspective of chutz la'aretz, from outside the land. And outside the land, by rabbinic decree, we double everything. We have 2 days of Yom Tov. This is not the place to explain that, the whys of that here, but it basically comes because of a certain doubt in the calendar that existed whenever they used to fix the calendar by witnesses. Now we use a mathematical calendar, so things have changed to some degree, but we maintain the second day of Yom Tov for communities outside the land of Israel. Okay? Perhaps I'll do another video series dealing with that topic. But for now, we'll leave it at that. So on the 2 first nights of Passover, basically those matzos have to be l'shem mitzvah. The Akros, they're called matzos mitzvah. They're called the matzah of the mitzvah, or the mitzvah to eat matzah. Okay, fine. Further, utrichin la'asoisen l'shem mitzvah. They need to be made l'shem mitzvah. Ayidei Yisrael, through a Jew, gadol bin das. An adult Jew, a gadol bin das, who has his marvels, who is competent. Fine. Shehu bin shalosh, and what's an adult in Jewish law? Shehu bin shalosh esra shana v'yom echad. Somebody who is 13 years v'yom echad, in 1 day. That's considered an adult in Jewish law, at least in terms of the mitzvah observance. Okay, v'isha, and a woman, she has to be bas shtem esra. She has to be 12 years shana, shtem esra shana v'yom echad, in 1 day. 12 years in 1 day is an adult woman in Jewish law for mitzvah matters. Ubakol ha'asiyos yomer ha'oiseh. And for all the various acts and doings by the making of matzah, the one that is doing it should say, l'shem matzahs mitzvah, for the sake of the matzah that we're going to perform the mitzvah with. Okay, and that's we put the flour in the water, and we knead it, and we roll it, and we put it up, every step of the way we say that. V'afilu, and even b'she'ivas hamayim, even when we draw the water, we say l'shem matzahs mitzvah. Fine. He comes to tell us in the parentheses here, kol hadinim shekasavnu be'inyan afiyas hamatzos, all of the laws that we've written over here in the matter of baking matzos, zehu leminhagenu she'ofen hakol lifnei Pesach. These are the custom by whenever we're baking them Lifnei Pesach, before Pesach. Like the kind you would buy in the store or baked well before Pesach. This is how we would conduct ourselves. Aval, but b'makom hadachach, in a tough place, she'ofen gam b'Pesach, that we have to bake them on Pesach itself. Something happened bad and whatever, the matzah didn't come, our matzah order didn't arrive, or whatever the situation, and we have to roll up our sleeves and bake matzah on the evening of Pesach in order to have them for the Seder. Yesh b'zeh od chumros yiseros al mashach chasavnu. There are further chumros, further strictures al mashach chasavnu, on what we've written. Why? Because if something becomes chametz before Pesach, no problem. But if something becomes chametz on Pesach itself, then we're in trouble. So we have to be very careful. So you have to be all the more speedy and on top of things, so that the matzah that you're kneading on Pesach does not become chametz. Okay, so that is that. V'kein, and likewise, hanohagin le'afos matzos mitzvah be'erev Pesach, and those people who are noeg, who are accustomed to bake the matzahs for the Seder be'erev Pesach, on erev Pesach la'achar chatzos, after chatzos hayom, after chatzos hayom, midday. This is halachic midday. So this is Hasidim, and other communities will bake on the day after, the day before the night that would be the Seder. They would do that after afternoon in order to, on some level, reenact what was happening in the temple at that time, which of course was the Korban Pesach. So they would be doing the matzahs then. So technically, it is forbidden to own matzah at that point. So you have to be super careful that the matzah that you bake, or any of the dough combinations you make, does not become chametz during that period. So again, you have to have a lot of zrizos, a lot of alacrity. You have to be very careful with what you're doing. So what does he say? Tzarichan zehirus yisera. There needs to have an extra amount of care, an extra amount of being careful with what you're doing, so that we don't wind up producing chametz at a time in which it is technically forbidden to own or to produce chametz. Okay, that is that halacha, and that is the end of this Siman 110. I hope you'll join me for the next video dealing with the next Siman. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha Rabba, be well. Keep learning.